I've been looking at fractals on computer screens for a good many years now, and they've changed a little bit since the old 8-bit days, and I thought it'd be interesting if we made a video just having a look at how they've progressed in 2023. The first we're going to look at is FracPlanet, and you install it by issuing pkg install FracPlanet. And FracPlanet is an application to generate random planets and terrain with oceans, mountains, ice caps and rivers. Parameters are specified interactively and the results are displayed using OpenGL. And here's the website. It's an older style program, an older style website, but it's been around for a while. And as you can see, it can generate some really decent results. And you can spin the planet 3D and everything you imagine you would. There's lots of parameters which you can interact with. You can generate some really impressive results like that angry looking planet. And clicking on that one, yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. I like that. But we'll see what we can do with my limited knowledge of fractals. And we'll dive into the program now. Right, starting up the program straight away. And you get the default looking planet. It's kind of like Earth, but a bit more exaggerated. And I'll just make that window a bit bigger. There we go. So let's have a look at some of the parameters that you can change. I'll leave this on the left hand side so we can see any changes that get made. You've got terrain, snow, rivers. You can change the amount and the format of them, the colors, clouds if you want to. I'm just going to click on generate. It takes the old one away, of course. It doesn't add to it, so you know, you have to get it back. And there we go. So now it's got clouds, and you can specify just how high you want the clouds to be. In this case, looks like they're in the upper atmosphere. So you take the clouds off and generate a new picture again, so we can see what we're doing. I'll just move that over across again. It disappears because that's the nature of the window manager that I'm using. There we go. Right, so that's good. We're back to as we were. There's the terrain. And you can, like I say, you can go change the parameters if you wish. You've got subdivision, noise. And there's lots of different things that you can alter. And if you want to render, you can do wireframe. It doesn't seem to change much. Joystick, mouse move if you wish. I don't know what that one does. We'll leave it on that actually. Ambient, illumination for all the different lighting if you want, and shadows, etc. Background color, low attitude. I'll leave that as that. You can save it as a, like say, a POV ray. So you can blender per vertex. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds good. And texture. And there's an about. And it's quite an old program. It's 1991, I think was the last time it came out. But still, oldie but goldie. So, we've got the basic things going on here. It's not the world's fastest. Oh, that's better. It's fairly decent. Good speed. And you can send it to spin. Which I think is pretty good if you wanted to make your own world animation with the titles coming out. I might do that later. And you can fly if you're skilled, which I'm not, but you can fly using the mouse. So up is down and down is up and left is right and all that kind of things. And if you press the mouse button, the left and right, it spins the world accordingly. So we're just flying in. I think this is pretty cool actually. You can do your own Mars flyby if you were good. Oh, wait, look at that, crashed. Luckily, there's no collision detection. But yeah, very good. I like it. Next we have Chaos, or Xoas, or Xoas, or I think it's pronounced Chaos, and pkg install Chaos, or Xaos. And as the website says, Chaos, it's pronounced Chaos, lets you dive into fractals in one fluid continuous motion. It has many features like a wide array of different fractal types and colouring modes, autopilot, which for me with my driving skills, or flying skills, random palette generation, colour cycling and animated tutorials. So And it actually says chaos is easy to experience and explain, so give it a try, which we're going to do in a bit. Now this has been around a while, not as long as FractPlanet, of course, and it's very slick and very quick as well. It's this one is an excellent way to experience fractals if you're just starting out. The website is very simple. It's lots of instructions, lots of guides, shortcuts, keyboard, tutorial, etc. It even gives you how to change your formulas, and yeah, it's very cool. Fast Julia preview mode, okay. Change iterations, precision limits, zooming speed, in coloring mode, planes, palettes. If you're into fractals, you'll know what most of these are. So, let's have a look. Right, so this is Chaos itself, and this is what it looks like when you first start it up. And the menu is fairly, well, that's going to be, it's fairly intuitive, and you can save your configuration, load an example, but in this case it couldn't find one, so we get a little error message. You can make edits and undo. You can check. Now this is where it gets complicated for me. You can get lots of different formulas, and some of the cat's eye one, that's interesting. And if you want to change your different types of Mandelbrot, of course. To me, they're all great. So I really don't know the difference between each one, other than produces a different shape. But if you're in with that, you'll know what most of these are. So some more there. Sierpinski, I've heard of that one. So you can change all the various colouring. That doesn't seem to do much. Your planes. Oh, that's good. I like that. And your palettes. You can cycle them. And Fast Julia mode. And you can view and change your rotation, etc. Calculation, again, it's different ways that you can get it to generate your image. Like I say, most of these I have no idea. I just perturb it, and that's interesting. And then you got fixed step, recalculate, and interrupt. Lots of options which I frankly don't know what they do. Best play a bit more to find out, I guess. And you can change these filters. Yeah, with this one, perhaps on a different Mandelbrot pattern, it would produce better results. What I could look at? I don't know. That. And actions, if you wish to display text, and the various view status and different things that you can watch as it goes on. The tutorials are pretty cool, and maybe I should have spent more time looking at these. And I think they're very in-depth. Just looking at these. Yeah, not too bad. We'll look at the version number as well. So, yeah, it's about 3 years old. And very, well, that's reasonably up to date, I suppose. So, yeah, very nice. And, like I say, the main point of this program is it allows you in a smooth, fluid way is to keep on zooming down into the Mandelbrot. I think what most people would use it for. Getting into the nitty-gritty and the nuts and bolts of it, I think, is an added bonus if you're into the old mathematics behind it. I know one or two FreeBSD users who probably would. But as I say, you can just keep zooming down. And I think, really, if you introduce someone to Mandelbrots and fractals, this will be an excellent way to do it, because they can interact with it, and they can see visually things changing and working as they go through, which is an excellent thing. You can render the image, of course. You can either render a still image, or I think an animation as well. But we'll just try and render a still image. And go and find it. And there it is. And there's the small image of the big image that we generated. You could use that for whatever purpose you want. You can use it for background if you want, for some titles on your YouTube videos. Yes, anything like that. So it's an excellent program. It's very, very intuitive. It's not overly complicated, but when it comes to maths, I'm not the most, I'm not the world's leading expert on that. And it's really, really responsive. Of course, it's based on your hardware. I mean, if your hardware's a lot of potato, so they say, like I tend to run, it's going to be a little bit sluggish. But even on this old rig, it's not too bad. Just going to play around a bit more, see what we can generate. Yeah, very good. Next is FractGen, and it's pkg install FractGen. And it's a simple Qt-based fractal generator. And really, it was created to generate graphics to be post-processed by other image tools, you know, like Inkscape or GIMP, etc. So to finish the details with that. So it's really basic, but it's it gets the job done, and we'll have a look at it. Right, this is what it looks like when it starts up, and you can already tell that maybe it's a lot simpler of a program. It's much more basic in operation. You got your file options, of course. You got your open, save, save as, export, print, close and quit. You can view. You can reset and image size if you want to define that. Algorithm, it's a lot simpler than that Xoas one, but again, if you know what you're doing, you can change that. And help, we'll have a look at that. And alright, that's pretty good. The last version being 2021. So it's been in development for about 18 years, so that's not bad. And we'll change that to that. Okay, well, I need to zoom out a bit actually to have a look at it. I'll change it to a Mandelbulber. And that one. That's more recognizable, I think. Or it reminds me of an insect. If you want to change the color palette or color scheme, I like that. If you want to configure the algorithm yourself, if you want to change the inputs. And can we view, can we zoom? Yeah, in order to zoom in, you're going to have to highlight an area. It's not automatic like Xoas is. So if you highlight the area, that will allow you to zoom in. Like that. Quite a large zoom in. It's not gradual steps. So that's not too bad. We'll zoom in again actually. We'll have another look. See how far it takes us. There we go. We're back to that again. Oh. And we'll just I'm going to play around with this. Let's have a look. We'll change that to, oh, I don't know, 375 maybe, I don't know. We'll change that to, double that to 8. Okay, we'll see what happens. Yeah, it looks like paint's been spilt or splodged on the wall. So I kind of like that. So I've got an organic feel to it, look. Yeah. It's a nice simple program, and you can have a play with it. Next, we've got Fractive, and it's PKG install Fractive. And the description for this is it's a program for drawing Mandelbrot and Julia fractals. It uses a very fast algorithm and generates high-quality, smooth images. Here's the program, and again, it's oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that Julia preview at the bottom there. Very nice. Ooh, weird. Yeah, so it's a very standard Mandelbrot image. The menus are it's quite complicated. There's quite a lot of choice there. Parameters that you can change on the fly. You can save image as a PNG, of course, which I've already tested it once. And you can change different formats if you wish. Very nice. You can generate an image if you want to generate a static image using save folder or wherever you want to put it. You can generate a series if you want to generate. It's almost like a little animation going on if you wish to. If you zoom in and change the shape and color, you can just generate straight to the again the same save place. And that's a little preview of what we're going to do. And once you're happy with the various aspects, I'm just going to zoom in that. And again, you see, look, you get a little preview. Oh, that I like that. That's very nice. We're not going to save that one, but it will save it directly to the folder as well. You can copy image if you want to paste it into, say, like Inkscape. You can change the fractal type. And it's not overly complicated. Not even for me. That looks like a bird. That's weird. So we'll leave it at that. That's getting a bit weird, but we'll like it. You can change the gradient colors if you wish, and that'll presumably from the edges of the screen, etc., to the middle, and all the various subtleness that you get from the Mandelbrot itself. Like that. Oh, I like that. That's looking very moody. You can load a preset of different colours if you wish. Like that. Oh, wow. Dear, oh dear. 3D view, well, yes, maybe I've done something wrong, but I don't know, let's have another look. 2D view. Well, yeah, I will bother with that. Have a look again. No? Try to move things, nothing's happening. Okay. Someone more knowledgeable than me with this program. If you could drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what I was doing wrong. So you can navigate forward and backwards if you want to undo anything that you've done. You can change the fractal type. And that takes you back to that menu. Change it on the... I like this where you can change it on the fly, which is pretty good. You can access the menu at the top, of course, or change it on the fly at the side here. Yeah. Mesh rotation. Okay. So, and it's very responsive as well. It's a little bit too responsive. You just like moving the mouse a little bit. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. In we go. It's not as smooth as Chaos, but it's very quick. Let me down, zoom it. Very, very sensitive to mouse movement. Whoa, look at that. Very nice. Whoa, and I tell you, it weirds me out when I see that little preview on the right-hand side there. It's like something that's alive, scrolling on your screen. And we'll just zoom down as far as we can, see how far we can go. Wow. Right, okay, that must be the limit. We've hit the limit. Okay. No, go back. Too far. I'm gonna blow up the monitor in a minute. There we go. So yeah, I like this. It really gives good results, and it's a good halfway between overcomplicated, which we'll see something later that's going to be overcomplicated and too simple. And the last release was in 2015, so it's getting on a bit, but it's not too bad. And of course, you've got your quick guides. You've got your keyboard shortcuts, very useful. And it explains everything you need to know about fractal types. So yeah, I think it's a very nice. I like this one. It's a very nice program indeed. You could use worse, I think. I just wish there'd be perhaps a newer version or an update, just to let us know that it's still going. Next, we have, and this is a strange name, Mandelbulber. Mandelbulber 2. And you PKG install Mandelbulber. Mandelbulber. I'm probably saying it completely wrong. And it's described as an experimental application that helps to make rendering 3D Mandelbrot fractals much more accessible. Okay, well, we'll see how it works. Interesting that it says experimental. And one thing I am very impressed by the results. Look at that, that's very good. It says Mandelbulber creatively generates three-dimensional fractals. And Mandelbulber, it took me a while to realize this, but it's actually the name of a type of fractal, which is I didn't know. I just thought it was someone made a funny name. But anyway, and this program is really, really slick. It's described as an experimental application, but I think it's on par with something like Blender. It's really good. And you can produce some absolute perfect images. And of course you can then interact with them and alter them. But some of the range of things that this program can do is, I can't cover this in this video. I can just barely go over the surface of it. And to me, this is, I don't know, I mean, I've never seen a commercial quality fractal program, but this is pretty close, I would imagine. The options and the range and the things that you can do in this is you can go from a simple like FractPlanet to this, which is the equivalent of riding a go-kart down the street and then getting in the cockpit of an aircraft. It's just, there's too many options. But if you're in the know, you know. And if you know what you're doing, you can produce some. Look at this works on here. Some of the works that they've produced on here is incredible. I can't, like I say, I mean, this video's been going on for about, 20 odd minutes now. And even then, you'd need a video of about an hour to go through every single feature set of this program. But look at the quality of the work that you can produce. It's amazing. I mean, some of these, you could use them, some of these are like book covers or magazine covers or game covers or even for graphics for games. I mean, look at that. Amazing. So I was really blown away by this program. I think really this is one of those programs where you're limited by your own knowledge, which makes me very limited on this case. But we'll have a look. We'll try as best. So anyway, you got your basic interface, and of course not going on at the moment, so it really is simple, but that will change later. At the top here, you've got some predefined settings and shapes. Say if you can edit, so it will alter what's on the screen. I'd best show you rather than try to explain it because I don't fully understand it myself. And your menu items, well, you got your basic files, your file options. You can load settings and save settings, load examples, shows you recent examples, and you can save voice settings, import from an older one if you're using that. You can export voxel layers, you can export mesh, save default settings and program preferences. Under edit, you can render an image, stop rendering, which is something that you may want to do if your computer is slow. Undo, redo, and randomize all and clean settings, etc. You can save image in different formats, notably PNG if you wish. I think that's the preferred one. You can view different angles, different layouts, stack all docs. And if you've got a really big monitor, that'd be useful. And yeah, let's have a look at the about and 2022. So yeah, it's okay. So it's pretty much up to date. And user manual, news, and hotkeys. Well, we won't look at the user manual on this, but you say if you go to the website, I think it will link to everything you need to know. Right, so clicking blindly, let's try and get something done. And it really is a matter of that in this program. You've got a large choice of predefined types of Mandelbulber and images, and imagine these as being sort of like pre-made recipes that you can use. And if we just get this one, which is a Menga sponge, it looks like that, like a Borg cube, eh? But you can also, if you want, load an example, and this is like a complete scene with different types of Mandelbulber all put together. If you've got various ones that you want to generate, and you've got quite a large number of examples you can use. And it's like you can look in the preview window there, really complicated scenery using different types, and there's a lot being altered with them. It's not just the basic shape. For this old computer, the thing is, the more complicated it be, it's going to take longer to render, so I'll speed through the various rendering. This one is called Axion. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's almost like a science fiction scene. We'll just fast forward, otherwise we'll be here all day, literally. And look at that, that's pretty good, isn't it? It's added a 3D perspective, and it's very nice. I like it. You click on a part of the screen and you can zoom in, and if your computer was really beefy, it would be almost like a real-time zooming in. So this way, you using the examples, and you could analyze the examples to see what they've done and learn the way around, or if you were into this, you'd know. But you can sort of like make composite images using different fractals to generate a scene, and then you can blur the background and bring other parts to the forefront, and very, very complicated. There's a lot of options to change and alter if you wish. And this old computer, every time I change something, even the most subtle movement, it has to render from the start again. Very, very slow. But yeah, you get the gist of it. If you had an up-to-date beefy computer, you'd have a different experience. With the example loaded, you can change the fractal type if you wish, and that will apply it to what's on the screen at the time. I think that's how it works. I could be wrong on that. And here's another example. It's a very complicated scene. You can obviously change, if you find, like I do, every time you move the cursor you render it from the start, you can change that. You can change how your image fits on the screen. Mouse click function, of course. Move the camera. You want to change that if you no action if you want to click on the screen, or you can add lights or place lights. You can do cylinders, any shapes you want, really. So we'll place a light and see how that works. You can change how you can work your way around crosshair, thirds grid, and golden ratio. But we'll keep it at crosshairs. And if we just click different parts, it will render a new light, as we did earlier. I'll just fast forward that. There we go. You can add a new light source. So it's a bit like Blender in that sense. You can place another light, different types of light. There's a little blue one just appeared. And yeah, I mean, this is me just messing around, but if you knew what you were doing, you could produce some really fantastic sceneries there. Again, on another example, and it shows you how you can place your cameras with different angles. So you really do get the vibe of Blender here. So what I never knew this program existed. It's a wonderful professional type of a Mandelbulber generator with other uses. It's not just going to generate Mandelbulbers like that. You can actually put it to good use, I would imagine. Very nice. Way beyond the scope of a video from me, I think. Although I'd have to sort of like use it for a good few months in order to get the ins and outs. And I certainly need a faster computer to generate a real-time graphics. But yeah, very good. Look at this. This is using the options at the top of your preset shapes. Different types, look at them. And back to the, is it Menga sponge? Yeah, it's the Menga sponge. And of course, with it being I would say it was simple, but with it being one single thing on the screen, it interacts a little bit quicker than it would on the examples that were loaded up earlier. Saying that, it disappeared off screen, so we'll just reset it. And that's one thing you can do. If you get lost or you make a mess, you can reset the view. And you've got little controls on the right-hand side there if you want to just go basic, up and down, close, far away, etc. And we'll just keep we'll keep zooming in and see what happens. That's if you find the control on the mouse difficult. And it can be if your computer's slow, because there's always a lag. You know, you move it and no happens, and you move it again and it moves twice. So we'll leave it at that. So a nice image, could render that. But yeah, quite amazing, really. Overall, a very professional and mind-blowing program is this. And finally is Xmountains, and PKG install Xmountains. Now, you can probably guess it's an old X11 application or something from that era, and you'd be right. You could use it as a screensaver, I suppose. And its sole purpose is to generate landscapes. And it does it quite quick. And what happens is if you leave it, it will then generate a new one which will shift slightly to the right. Like that, just seeing that there. I'm going to leave it for a good few minutes, and then we'll see it generate quickly. It's not going to do it this quick, of course, if you leave it yourself, but if you wanted, say, like a screensaver, you could use it for that. I like it because it's something that perhaps we all had a look at in early days of computing. Let's say, for instance, on the Amiga, etc. It's something from, it feels something from that particular time. And it is what it is. It's a landscape generator. Anyway, that was a bit of fun. I'm out of my depth when it comes to fractals. I like looking at them, and I've looked at them for years. Still don't understand them, how they work. Some of these programs way beyond what I could show you in a video like this. But hopefully you got the gist. Hopefully you can find something and have a play around with it. And if you produce any stunning results, send them in. Let me know. I'll put them on screen. Or if you've got your own channel, which some of the viewers have, make a video, see what you can produce. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This and every other video on my channel has been made using FreeBSD and open source software.